So here's the thing, friends. I have a lot of books. And I have a lot of books that I haven't read that I want to read. I bought them because I want to read them. My physical TBR, or to be read, list is literally so long, and I am making next to no progress on it. And I think it's because I'm intimidated. It's because every time I look at my bookshelf, I don't know what book to choose. I don't know which one I'm in the mood for, and I overthink. But no more. Today we are going to overcome my overthinking with the help of brown craft paper. That's right, I am going to wrap all of my physical TBR books in this brown paper. Then I'm going to label them with either fiction or nonfiction and then a number. Then I'm going to have 2 mason jars full of slips of paper labeled with the numbers, 1 jar for fiction, 1 jar for nonfiction. And then when I want to read, all I have to decide is if I want to read fiction or nonfiction. And then I just pull a number from the jar, I unwrap the book, it's like a present, it's like Christmas Day. It's gonna be great. Now, is this actually going to work? I have no idea. Are these books gonna remain wrapped for the next 3 years? Totally possible. We're gonna find out though, because I have some seriously amazing books I need to read. I mean, look at this. I have We Will Not Cancel Us by Adrienne Maree Brown. It's a teeny tiny book, but so powerful. I've heard such good things about this. I need to read it. Or there's Mixed Signals by B.K. Borison. I love B.K. Borison. She wrote Love Light Farms, which is one of my favorite cutesy fake dating romance novels ever. I need to read more of her world. Now I'll admit, this one, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, will be a reread, but it is so worth it. This book is freaking incredible. I love it. I think these are my TBR. There's lots more on my Fable that I want to read, but these are the ones I have physically that I have not read except for A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. But I want to reread that. So let's get these wrapped up. Well, first sorted into fiction and nonfiction. Unfortunately, I think there's a lot more nonfiction, but that's okay. And let's get these wrapped. This one's actually a workbook, but it goes with this book, so I'm gonna wrap them together. Okay, so this is What to Do When You're Having Two, the twins' survival guide from pregnancy through the first year. My kids are now 2, so I'm gonna go with this might not be relevant for me anymore. Hopefully we don't have twins again. So I'm gonna keep it, but I'm not gonna wrap it up and sort it into my to be read adventure. So this is the nonfiction pile, and this is the fiction pile. So this is part of the problem, right? I'm always drawn to these nonfiction books like about stuff I love and I want to learn. I just want to learn, right? And I always forget that fiction teaches us just in a really different way. And so I just don't always reach for it the way I know I should. But anyway, let's go ahead and let me show you all the books on my TBR, and then we'll get started wrapping. So let's start with the fiction pile since it is tiny. We have 2 B.K. Borison books, In the Weeds and Mixed Signals. There are more in this universe that are out now, so I need to get those too. As you can tell, I started reading In the Weeds. I don't remember anything that happens, so I'm gonna have to, that's not relevant. Then, as I mentioned before, we have A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. This is by Betty Smith. I don't even know how to describe this book. Let's see, it says, the beloved American classic about a young girl's coming of age at the turn of the century. Betty Smith's A Tree Grows in Brooklyn is a poignant and moving tale filled with compassion and cruelty, laughter and heartache, crowded with life and people and incident. The story of young, sensitive, idealistic Francie Nolan and her bittersweet formative years in the slums of Williamsburg has enchanted and inspired millions of readers for more than 60 years. By turns overwhelming, sublime, heartbreaking, and uplifting, the daily experiences of the unforgettable Nolans are raw with honesty and tenderly threaded with family connectedness, in a work of literary art that brilliantly captures a unique time and place as well as an incredibly rich moment of universal experience. This is just the daily life of a young girl at the turn of the century in New York City, and it's so good, but it's literally been years since I read this, so we need to read it again. Then we have The Second Chance Cinema, which I got from my Book of the Month box. All right, on to the nonfiction pile. First we have We Will Not Cancel Us by Adrienne Maree Brown. Then we have Unfuck Your Boundaries by Faith G. Harper. And I think this one's illustrated too, which is kind of cool. We have Dissociation Made Simple by Dr. Jamie Marich. I have read most of this book, but I never finished it, and I kind of want to reread it. Next up, I have What My Mother and I Don't Talk About, 15 Writers Break the Silence, edited by Michelle Filgate. Next, we have The Gaslighting of the Millennial Generation by my book coach, Caitlin Fisher, so I will tag them below, but I'm excited for this one. Poetry as Spellcasting. I have read a little bit of this. It's like half poetry, half ritual, half, I don't even know. It's so so good. So I'm ready to finish that one. Raising Good Humans by Hunter Clark Fields. I'm excited for this. I need to like up my parenting game, I feel like. Women and Girls with Autism Spectrum Disorder, Understanding Life Experiences from Early Childhood to Old Age by Sarah Hendricks. This one I'm not so sure about. I just found this at Half Price Books and it looked kind of good. It's Creating Money, Attracting Abundance by Sanaya Roman and Dwayne Packer. Ooh, and this one I actually got from someone in a parking lot. She just had some of her books. We got to chatting and she's like, do you want a copy? And I was like, yeah. It's called One Thing at a Time by Heather Ralston, The Art of Presence in a World Out to Lunch. So this one I've had for a long time. It's I Want to Be Where the Normal People Are by Rachel Bloom. It's a memoir, I believe. And I'm excited. Rachel Bloom's really funny. Next up is Rage Becomes Her, The Power of Women's Anger by Soraya Chemily. I'm not sure how to say that, but I'm excited. I am a ragey person, so this ought to be good. Next up, we have How to ADHD. I have read about 60% of this, if I remember correctly. It's really good. It's fascinating. I learned so much, and then I just fell off the wagon, so we're getting back to it. Oh, then we have Abolition for the People, The Movement for a Future Without Policing in Prisons, which was edited by Colin Kaepernick. So I'm excited for this one. I bought this from Target years ago, and I meant to read it and just never did, so it's time. Next up is The Whole Brain Child, 12 Revolutionary Strategies to Nurture Your Child's Developing Mind by Daniel J. Siegel and Tina Payne Bryson. Excited for that one. Then we have the one I mentioned before that has a workbook. It's The Body Is Not an Apology, The Power of Radical Self-Love by Sonia Renee Taylor. I'm excited for this one. As someone who grew up very thin and is not thin anymore, there's like some weird body stuff that I've got going on that I wouldn't mind working on, so I'm excited for these. Next up is Somatics, Healing, and Social Justice, The Politics of Trauma by Stacey K. Haynes. This is a thick boy. Like this one, let me look. There's lots of notes and stuff, glossary. So not including the glossary, there are over 400 pages in this book. So this is a thick boy. Then we have The Tender Parts, A Guide to Healing from Trauma Through Internal Family Systems Therapy by Elise Kennedy, which I'm really excited for. I need to learn more about internal family systems. I use it a lot, I think, like intuitively, but I would like to know more. Then we've got Connecting with the Autism Spectrum, How to Talk, How to Listen, and Why You Shouldn't Call It High Functioning by Casey Remrov Vormer. And finally, last but not least, we have Radical Tarot, Queer the Cards, Liberate Your Practice, and Create the Future by Charlie Claire Burgess. Okay, so I made an executive decision, which is that given that I only have 4 fiction books to read, I am going to just wrap them all. And if I happen to get a fiction book, how lucky for me. And I think I'm just gonna, instead of having 2 mason jars, one for fiction, one for nonfiction, one with like 4 books, one with like 25 books, I'm just gonna wrap them all and it'll just be what it'll be. Book number 1. Done. everybody, we did it. We have 24 books. They are all wrapped. We have a mason jar with all of the numbers mixed up in here, and we are ready to get reading. Now, I do have one nonfiction and one fiction book that I'm in the middle of, and then I do have a fiction library book that I have to read. So I have a little bit of reading to do before we can get started on this, but I am hoping to incorporate these into the daily vlogs for this month. Hopefully I'll finish up those 3 books and get started on these. I say that the last time I read 3 books in a month, I was probably in middle school, so we'll see. Let's be honest. It might be a minute until you see these again. But thank you for coming along with me as I wrapped up all of my to be read books, and I will see you all tomorrow.